I've been reminded of it every day and had visions every day, nightmares. I still do, unfortunately.
4 years of nightmares, all caused by a lack of workplace safety on the job. Tim Kono was still in the training period at his new job in 2019 when he was asked to climb into a trench as part of a sewer project. The work nearly cost him his life. Aaron Kiernan has his story.
Good boy. Yeah,
when you meet Tim Kono and his dog Trust, you'd never know what they go through together.
It's still hard to cope with things and everything like that, and my nightmares unfortunately came back with a vengeance. So it's hard to sleep every night, but with Trust being there, he brings me back into reality when I have I call them my meltdowns or episodes that I have.
Moments in which he's right back in the trench that nearly killed him in April of 2019.
His mind is back there in the trench. He is buried alive again. He feels like he can't breathe. He can feel that hot breath and smell the dirt and hear the sounds. He told his mother he was folded up like a lawn chair, but basically his left ankle was up by his left ear and his right leg was twisted out and behind him under a chunk of dirt, and he had a small little air pocket that he was breathing out of.
Last week, a jury awarded Kono more than $3 million in damages. It also hit home builder D.R. Horton with more than $16 million in punitive damages, which attorney Safin Parrish Sam says is about 1% of the company's business in 2019. All because the company wasn't following the law.
And it's not like these laws are new. They've been around since 1989.
Walk me through what a site like that should look like.
So OSHA is very clear in terms of what they require. You either need to have a specific slope to the sides, or you need to be using a trench box, or you need to be using shoring. In this case with Tim, they didn't use any of the required protective mechanisms to prevent the collapses from happening.
D.R. Horton describes itself as America's largest home builder, with projects all over the country and more than a dozen right here in central Iowa.
Every home that we live in has had somebody in a trench connecting those sewer and water lines to.
Was it sort of common knowledge that these sorts of safety measures were not being followed or were being broadly overlooked?
It has been broadly overlooked and also commonly noticed that a lot of workers would know this, but unfortunately we have to do our job, because if we do not, we could pay the price in the end. We could get in trouble, fired, move to a different crew.
That was the position you were in that day.
Yes. I was unfortunately on my 90-day probation period. I refused to go down the hole, and unfortunately my supervisor told me to get down there anyway.
D.R. Horton denied responsibility in court, but under the law, the builder is responsible for making sure subcontractors are maintaining a safe environment.
They couldn't even, when we got to trial, they still couldn't even tell us who the superintendent was that was responsible for overseeing the subcontractors who were doing trenching and excavation work. The jury has sent a very clear message to D.R. Horton that following OSHA safety laws is not optional, it's mandatory.
And his attorney says Tim's actually lucky. He may have endured 2 surgeries, spent 9 months on crutches, and now be living with chronic pain, but at least he's alive.
His biggest injuries are not the visible kinds that show up on x-rays and MRIs.
And I hope it doesn't ever happen again, ever, to anybody. I don't want anybody to live what I lived through, the nightmares, the visions. It's hard to deal with, even to this day.
That was our Aaron Kiernan reporting. Aaron did reach out to D.R. Horton's national office as well as the office in Ankeny. The company did not provide a response.